everybody. Good. Notifications just dropped. Perfect. And hello. And for those of you that were hanging with me at noon, thank you for coming back. And for all the new people showing up, thank you for joining us. And it looks like you've got several of your folks here, and that's good. We've got Fatima is here, and Lark Kemper, and Christine Cassidy, and Joyful Journey. And there's some woman named SunPsychic Jean in the chat. Who that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and enjoying that alter ego kind of persona. I get to become SunPsychic Jean, and it's nice to be able to put the hat on and take the hat off. But I love this backdrop you have with the fall colors, and
Thank you.
It's a beautiful photo.
Don't remember where I found the picture. Probably online somewhere, and I just saved it because I thought it was pretty.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I like the colors. I like vibrant jewel tone colors. I've always enjoyed that kind of color.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Oh, hey, warrior girl. And
I like the way you have that sun shining through, and it's just the angle of the sun just reflects such a beautiful tapestry on earth, and it just reflects differently, and the way the shadows fall and the shine, and it's just a beautiful day out there. I have to remember I'm going to need to get up a little bit earlier because the time changed, so it's actually feels later, but it's actually earlier. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, we lost an hour. We went backwards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of it being 7 a.m., it's 6 a.m.
Right.
And,
right.
Which I don't mind because that means I get an extra hour to sleep. But it's in the springtime when we jump ahead that I'm like, oh my God, then I'm really late everywhere. But I liked it when I lived in Arizona. We didn't change time. We just watched everybody else go nuts. It was kind of nice. It was like, yeah, I don't have to worry about it. And hi, Jackie. And hi, Scorpio Mama. And Warrior Girl got here. I don't remember if I said your name or not. So thank you all for coming. So tell us about your exciting day yesterday. Let everybody know what you did.
Yeah, I did a show in Sterling, Virginia, which is quite a ways away from me. It's near the Dulles Airport, and so it's a whole different sort of community of people. And I had not did a show with this organization yet. And I drove pretty far away. I took a chance and I signed up. It's my first time there. I thought, well, maybe one or two people will stop by. I was nonstop reading. And the organizers were just the absolutely the most accommodating. They kept stopping by and asking me if I needed anything. If I needed a break, they would stand at my booth for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so nice. It was so very well organized and quite a surprise. Honestly, nobody knew me. I mean, they do advertise, but the people came and they really the readings were very, very heartfelt, very needed. They people just wanted to connect with their family member and validate things, and just really just visit with them. Like am I really feeling this? Am I really sensing this? Is this really happening? And they just want to be able to connect to their loved one. And of course they are crying, but it's like a relief, and it's a love, but they miss them again. They love them again. They get to visit with them again. All of that kind of comes back, but it's a way that they can touch energies with one another, and it's just so rewarding. It's so beautiful, just lovely, beautiful people that came and sat down in my chair.
That's great. I know Thanksgiving is whenever I get connected to my mom a lot stronger, because that was her holiday. It was Thanksgiving because it didn't have any religious overtones to it. It was just feeding people, and she loved to do that. She would go all out. I mean, she had a recipe that was her grandmother's recipe for dressing, cornbread dressing that she would make from scratch. She had a pecan pie, mystery pecan pie is what she called it. And I never got the recipe for it until she died when I inherited
Oh,
the recipe book. And so it's under lock and key. And but she would literally have to make 3 pies every year. One for my brother, one for my husband, and one for everybody else. Because otherwise they would fight over the pies. So she
and
was just,
do pecans grow naturally in your area? I know
oh
some part of the
yeah,
South.
they're everywhere.
Okay.
You can't walk
So,
down the street without seeing pecans in yards and stuff. And
okay. Yeah, they're
it's one of the
plentiful.
few places where you can ride around and instead of seeing signs, pecans for sale, you'll see signs that say buying pecans. Bring
Oh,
them in. Let's, we'll check them out, depending how big or little they are and if they're ripe yet or not. I just bought a bag of shelled pecans yesterday when I went to the grocery store because I'll sit and just eat them out of the bag. And it's one of the few nuts that I like to eat. And I like pecans. They're not very good
mhm.
for you, but I like them anyway. And
Yeah, they have some
so
nutrients that are beneficial. Yeah, I love pecans. My mom, I haven't really been a big fan of pecan pie. My husband and my mother love the pecan pie, but it's a little too gooey for me. I
yeah,
like
I
a
don't care
little,
for pecan pie either, but my husband loved pecan pie, and so does my brother. And so that's why my mom would have to make one pie for each of them, and then one for everybody else that was there to eat that day. And but yeah, it was that was her holiday. That's when she would invite everybody and their brother and would cook huge amounts of food and more food than any of us would eat in a week,
but
And
it's all for leftovers. You had shifts. We had shifts. We had, you know, a particular group of family, and then the extended family would come and they would all heat everything up again. And then another side of the family would come and they would all have sandwiches and cold stuff, and then, oh, it was like just
oh
shifts after
yeah,
shifts.
growing up when I was a little girl, we would always go to my great grandmother's house for Thanksgiving, my mama, and or my mama's house, I should say. And she was in a little bitty 2-bedroom wood frame house. 10 people couldn't move in the same room. It was so small. And we would be like all of her kids, my great aunts and uncles, and their kids and their kids and their kids, and we would eat in shifts. It'd be like, okay, the men ate first. That was the time. The
Because of
men
the
got to
football
eat
game,
first.
right?
Yep. And after the men ate, then they had to clear out the dining room and kitchen, and the women would go in and eat. And then after the women ate, they would clear out the dining room and kitchen, and then the kids got to go in and eat. And by the time the kids were eating, one of my great aunt's husband started the tradition of, well, we're the first ones to eat, so we get to clean up. And so by the time the kids would start eating, there would be a group of men in the kitchen doing dishes and putting stuff in Tupperware bowls and whatnot. So that was kind of, by the time everyone was through, my mama had a clean kitchen, a clean dining room, and everybody was told to go outside. Get out of the house, go outside. And
Wow.
that was every year for Thanksgiving and Easter. Christmas we would usually stay home, but yeah, it was always a lot of going to see family and stuff. I remember
So, are
that.
you a tea drinker, Sherry?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite kind of flavor?
Um,
Or,
well, I mean, a lot of times I just drink plain old iced tea. I'll make sweet tea. And I only use Louisiana tea. I just like the flavor of it.
is,
But for
is
hot
there a
tea,
brand called Louisiana tea?
yeah, it's Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I didn't
And
know.
Luzianne, I think is how it's spelled.
Oh,
I just caught a sale. I bought like 2 big boxes of it. It's like, that'll last a
oh,
couple of
interesting.
weeks. So, but for hot tea, I enjoy. I like the oh, what's it called? The ras raspberry zinger, I think it is,
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
Celestial Teas, and then there's a chamomile I like, and there's a mint that I like. And I've tried all different brands. They all taste about the same to me. And but in the wintertime, I'll drink hot tea. In the evening, instead of, I'll drink coffee in the morning. Gotta have my coffee. But in the evening, when I get home, I'll usually fix myself a cup of hot tea. And
I
then
love,
go ahead.
I love my chai tea, chai,
Yeah,
CHAI.
that's good.
And it's not with milk, it's just the plain chai tea, and I am just addicted to it. And as soon as like October 1st comes, I start drinking my chai tea. And that's what I have in this. And we're talking about Thanksgiving, and it tastes like Thanksgiving in a cup, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that's with I know I like the Earl Grey tea. A lot of times I'll drink, because like with coffee, I just drink straight coffee. That's it. And but with my, if I drink hot tea, then I want a little bit of sugar and a little bit of milk in with it,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
depending on what kind of tea it is.
Okay, right.
Some teas I will only use honey in, a little bit of honey in it to sweeten it. And then other teas I like sugar and milk in it. So it just depends if it's a black tea or a green tea or any of those things. But
So Christine Cassidy says she's addicted to chai tea as well. She says she has it almost every day. It is. There's a warmth to it and that spiciness to it that is just so comforting. And I believe that
yeah,
it does, help us in some way. The different herbs and spices and aromatics and things. So Miss Moonlight Jeannie is here now that I know Miss Moonlight's name. Hi, Miss
yeah.
Moonlight.
And I see Andrea's here,
And
Debbie is here,
Janet P.
Janet P. Yeah,
And we
and
are going to be doing
Jackie, and
we're going to be doing readings today, everybody. So if you want
yeah,
to,
I've got a few starred. So
oh, okay.
I've
Bengal
gone ahead and
spice.
starred, and I put a note in chat earlier, to put it in caps and add an emoji or two so I'll see it. And if they want a medium reading, to put a name so you know who you're asking for. And because the only person I've been able to pick up since Thursday has been John Lennon. He has been like forefront right there. It's earlier when I was with Sylvia and we were trying to do some of that. It was like
We're doing
just took
personal
over.
readings, no political readings, Rose Blue.
Yes, please. Let's leave the political for another day.
And at 2:15, Christine has a question, but she didn't get it in caps. If you
That's okay. I've
can,
got it.
yeah,
I've already
yeah,
started. And so very
yeah.
good. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, Bengal Spice from Celestial Seasoning. That's a good one. Yeah. And okay, we've got 5, so let's start
Don't you have
there.
a show that's called Tea and Tingles or something? What is that? Don't you have a show that has a tea in it? Or am I thinking of somebody
Oh,
else?
Fortunes and Flows.
Oh,
That's
okay.
with Juno.
Okay.
And but I may have done one with tea in it. I just I don't know. It's been one hell of a weekend for me, is all I can say. It's just been craziness. And because my brother just had surgery on Friday, he had a hernia surgery. And so it's been trying to help him with his stuff, and he can't drive yet, so running him around, and then all the normal running around you do on the day off, grocery stores and laundry. And
Right.
I finally got everything I put up last night after it sat in a basket for 2 days. But
yeah, it's there's a rhythm to it. There
is,
So
yeah. And when something happens that kind of throws you off your regular rhythm, it's like you can't seem to get the rest of the weekend to fall into place. It just goes a little crazy.
I know.
Okay, well,
So
let's start out.
Jill's mentioning that Sterling brought through Matthew Perry.
Oh,
And
wow.
I think that's wonderful. And I know that when I listen to Sterling and he has questions, I can do the yes or no questions. Like, is this? And I'll be like, yes, no, yes, that. And it'll be what he gets too. But I don't think I could do Matthew Perry without having some preparation and not having any member of his family here. Like, I need to connect to somebody to
To have
validate
somebody to
something.
connect that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sterling is much more advanced and experienced than little old me.
And Gene is far more advanced than me when it comes to that part of it. So
Just
I'm starting to learn to move the flap a little bit. And then I have like what happened Thursday night when someone comes in and they're just like, boom, they're there. And you can't get around it, you know. It's just like, nope, pay attention.
you'll notice jumps in your skill or in your abilities like that. Like after some sort of an event like that, you'll be able
Yeah.
to pick up on things easier. You'll be like, oh, ever since that happened, it seems to be coming in a little easier.
That's
So
what I'm hoping that it gets, you know. I know I'd say I'm hoping. I know it will get easier the more I do it,
right.
but it's at the same time it's like I want to be here. It's like, well, no, you got to go through all of this first before you're there, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
I get impatient. So but let's see here. Okay, Andrea's number one. First up. Any channel messages from my father Hector? Okay. Let me get here.
He's saying to trust yourself, Andrea. He's saying that if I were here in this world, would you be coming for my advice or running your own show, so to speak? He wants you to trust yourself, and he says that he is guiding you. He is helping you. He wants you to rely on yourself because it's sort of like in our own body, like the nudges. He'll send you nudges, and you'll feel them from within. You'll feel like inspiration from within. You'll feel like a whisper from within. You'll have like a gut feeling from within. All of these are his way of nudging you. And he just wants you to know to trust yourself because that's how your loved ones and your spirit guides will be guiding you. So he's saying if you trust yourself, that's like trusting us. And it'll help you to develop your discernment, to build on that discernment and trust yourself because that's something nobody can take away from you, and it'll serve you for the rest of your days. Yeah, that's what he wants you to know.
Okay, well, I pulled it says the word Lord from the hidden realms of what is it? The hidden wisdom of the hidden realms. And what it's talking about is communication. It says the word Lord rules communications of all kind and ask you to says that he only speaks with positive word and praises all he sees. And it's a reminder to not be down on ourselves, but to be willing to praise yourself whenever we do anything that's good or that's correct. Whenever you bless somebody, it's going to bless you back, but you have to be willing to let it out first before it'll come back to you. It's also, what is it saying here? It says praise yourself for your inherent beauty and health. Applaud yourself for everything you do. Even the tiniest accomplishments are important. We tend to ignore those and to browbeat ourselves when we mess something up, instead of remembering to praise ourselves whenever we have done things that are on the right path. And then the other card I pulled is called the Dragon's Duel.
Mm.
And it says inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. And that's more of I feel like when you put it with this, you have to remember to praise yourself as you do things that bring good. And when you're having that inner conflict, focus on the good, not on the bad. Focus on the positive, not on the negative. Know that you're making a conscious choice as to whether you're going to go right or left, front or back, or it's all part of making that choice of what you're going to do. And so that's what I'm getting is he's wanting you to know that you do a lot of good things, you help a lot of people, and just remind yourself of that. Keep reminding yourself that what you're doing is the right thing to do. And that way you can feel that confidence to keep going in the same direction. That's what I feel like he's saying to me.
Wow, beautiful.
All right. Okay,
Beautiful.
next up we have, I hope that resonated with you, Andrea. You have Scorpio Mama. Do you see a job in my future? I moved to San Diego. Well, congrats moving to San Diego. That's a gorgeous place.
I know. Good for you, Scorpio Mama. I do I would say yes, a job in your future, but maybe let's look at the near future. Is Scorpio Mama, will she be employed before the end of December 31st, 2023? Looks like you're going to be employed before the end of December, and look how certain that is. Okay, so let's see if Scorpio Mama will be employed by November 30th, 2023. It doesn't look like by November. Will Scorpio Mama be employed by December 15th, 2023? It's a pretty certain yes for December 15th. Let me just try and tweak it a little bit so you can tell me if my pendulum's right. It will Scorpio Mama be employed by December 5th, 2023? The 5th of December. No. Will Scorpio Mama be employed by the 10th of December, 2023? Yes. And it is a yes. And it may even be like a holiday, or what do they call it? Holiday staffing or something. But I think it's very good for you, and they'll find how magical you are and want to keep you. Even if it's seasonal, they call it seasonal hiring. Yeah.
Okay, and I want to double check this one, make sure I'm remembering the right thing to go with the right suit here. Sometimes
Take
I
your
mix them
time.
up. I like using the Light Sears cards. I'm just they're the meanings on them are just a little bit different than a lot of the other ones, so I like to double check myself on some of the ones I'm not sure of. The first thing I pulled though was the devil. And with this, it's talking about don't let others deter you from what it is that you're wanting. Don't let him pop in and steer you off track. Keep focus. Followed by the tower, which is change. So that means that, something's coming. And this can be seen as a very positive card, if it's change that you're looking for, if it's something that you want to be something that you want to have happen. It doesn't always have to be bad. Followed by the last thing I got was the Page of Cups. And here it talks about, with this particular deck, new trajectories, new magic, new synchronicity. Keep your eye open for signs so that you don't miss them, because you've got some changes coming here, and you don't want to get sidetracked by this guy. I mean, he's kind of cute in a weird way, but you don't want him to distract you, so keep your eye on the Page of Cups so that you see where it is you need to go for your next step, because the Tower is telling you you've got changes coming. So that's a good thing. And all right, let's see. Next up, we've got Joyful Journey. Feeling crazy energy. What does it mean for me?
So,
Yeah.
Scorpio Mama, for some reason, I'm drawn to ask you, what industry are you looking under? If you don't mind, is it retail? Is it childcare? Is it bookkeeping? Is it sales? Like, I just was curious, just to find, maybe, if you never know who you can connect with, and you never know. But just
Yeah,
curious to find that out.
exactly. So, I mean, you could be standing in line at the grocery store and spark up a conversation with somebody, and whether it's them or someone that overhears you, that can open doors to whatever it is that you're looking for, even if you haven't completely expressed it.
So she says, feeling crazy energy. What does it mean for me? I'm sorry you're going through that joyful journey. Let me ask the guides. So I'm feeling like that you're picking up on the collective, on what's going on around the world and within the community and humanity. You're picking up on some of those unsettling vibrations. It's almost like I don't know. It's like shaking it out and getting all the wrinkles out. And so things need to shake before they can be straightened out. And you're feeling the feeling of that being tossed around before being straightened out. Not tossed around, but just agitated. I feel there's an agitation that's out there. It's important for you to recognize that it is not yours, and you can let your guides and your angels know. Thank you for this information. I'm finished with this. Please, I'm. It's time. I will release this information now. Thank you very much. I understand what it is you wanted me to feel. I got the message, and it's, please release that feeling or that sensation. But there's a little bit of agitation, I think, is what they were trying to make me say. And it's only to stir things up, and it's only to create like creative energy. They're saying that this agitation is to make certain people feel uncomfortable, not you, but certain people to feel uncomfortable so that they get up and make a move, or that they make a change, or that they do something different. Because when we do something different and we don't stay in our groove, and we do something different, that's when they can influence us more or guide us easier, when we're making a change, doing something different, and then they'll be able to guide us in the direction. If we just stay in our groove and we keep going to the same store in the same way, drive to work the same way, and do the same thing all the time, and it's a groove, and it's hard for them to break that energy. So they kind of agitate things, so people will start doing something different, so that they can create different opportunities and different energies. Does that make sense? Oh, she said agitation is the feeling.
Okay. And sorry, I was backing up here, making sure I didn't miss anybody, which I did. I got you now,
Excellent.
though, so don't worry. Starting out with the Four of Swords. So this is just a reminder to get your rest. Rest up.
Mm.
Don't overdo it. Don't overextend yourself. Um, Followed by the Three of Wands, which can also be an admonition to rest up somewhat. And thank you, Judy, for giving a nice little gift to Miss Jean here. Um, a lot of with the Three of Wands is, waiting for stuff that you've been working on, trying to manifest. You're waiting on those results, and it's coming. It's almost here. It's just not quite ready yet. So hang on. Followed by the moon. And with the moon, you're looking at things that are in a little bit of shadow, not quite clear. But the thing I like about the Light Seers deck is when you look at this card, I'll hold it up here. You see the moon is reflecting light down to where she is so that you can see her.
Oh.
It may not be quite as clear as sunlight, but you can see the way that it's reflecting down, and you can actually see what's going on down there. So it's, what I feel mostly what they're saying is get your rest, be patient, it's coming. And you've got an idea, it's kind of reflected, you see what it is, but it's not crystal clear exactly when yet.
Mm.
And so that can make you feel a little wonky when you've got kind of that shuffling, that give and take going on. It can make you feel really kind of off kilter, I guess you could say.
I want to ask the chat, has anybody ever gone astro traveling in their dreams when they sleep at night, when they leave their body? Has anybody ever felt this sensation before? I was just curious because and thank you for asking that question, because it really did spark that when you said yes, agitation is the feeling, and I said that's where the creativity starts. When you feel that agitation, it moves things out of its rut, but when I am falling asleep, it's sort of like as you're falling asleep, it's like in that in between consciousness. Have you ever felt like a vibration when you're laying on your pillow and they're saying this is the vibration of your body leaving to go to the other side as you're falling asleep? So if you're like almost conscious but falling asleep and you pay attention, you can feel the vibration change as you're leaving your body and your body goes to sleep. It's really, I haven't actually astro traveled in my sleep yet, but I've felt that sensation. It's almost like, how like when you are falling asleep and then you like jump and you feel like you're falling. It's sort of
Yeah.
right around that same time, right when you would kind of like be jumping and you're like, oh, I was falling asleep, but there's like this little vibration, and I kind of feel it on my pillow sometimes. I think one day I might do it, but not anytime
When I was
soon.
around 12, I discovered I could leave my body. And I would
What?
just like float up to the ceiling, and I'd watch myself sleeping. I never left the room because I was terrified if I left, I'd get lost. And then what would happen? I was 12. I didn't understand what was happening. But it was a blast to just like hang out on the ceiling and watch myself sleep and watch people come into the room and go back out of the room. And it was just I've not been able to do it since I became an adult, but when I was preteen, kind of just before puberty hit, it was all of a sudden, it was like happening all the time. I didn't know what the deal was. I just thought I was weird. I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want people to think I was crazy. But hearing Jean talk about feeling that vibration, yeah, I remember that feeling of what it feels like. And I have felt that at night when I go to sleep sometimes, that kind of almost like a buzz, like you're
Yep.
bumping up against an
Yep.
electrical circuit,
It is.
you know.
It
Um,
is. Do you see how many people are saying yes, 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 I do, I do, I do? I did. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I like
And
what
some
Bettina
it is.
said. I had a conversation with a neighbor. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
And Joyful Journey has lucid dreaming because she's aware of her dreams and able to decide where to go next in her dreams. That's a lucid dreaming. That's like being awake inside of your dream. That's a whole nother dimensional thing. That's amazing. You know, all of you guys, everybody here has these um I don't know, metaphysical type of dimensional experiences and psychic
Absolutely.
and we all have this, and I know that you guys are all here for a reason. And Sherry, I never knew that about you, and isn't that funny we're talking about that right now, and this is something you've done, and you've also expressed that with John. I just feel like there's something changing in our abilities. You know how they always say that the veil is thinning? I think that
Mm,
our abilities and our awareness is really going to be ramping up in the next,
yeah.
it just after this moment. I
Well, it's
feel
like,
maybe, sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, I mean, we're all empaths and we're all light workers. And I especially in the past year, the feeling more and more and more and more that we're here to teach the new ones coming along so that it'll spread out and we can, just like I've been channeling John Lennon since Thursday night, which has been blowing my mind. But the one thing that he's been saying over and over and over again is it's all about love. You
Wow.
have to love one another. You just look beyond what is and just love each other. And that's been the strongest message I've gotten from him. But I know Thursday night, the first time it happened, it was so strong that I I I was just I was speechless. I mean, I just sat and cried like a baby. I physically could feel his arms around me, like he was just holding me and talking to me. And it's like, whoa, I've never felt that before. That was a first. So
That is
it's
so
like,
cool.
I don't know if I want all of them to do that, but that, he was one of my idols. Is like, yeah, that was cool. Um,
Hmm. So
so
Valerie from Illumination Portal said we are remembering our abilities,
yes,
everything we're capable of. And Judy Christensen says, yes, many years ago I was going through my divorce and so stressed that all of a sudden I was above my bedroom window watching myself sleep. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
some of these things, some emotional triggers can trigger these things. And Rose Blue said she astral traveled since she was a kid. And yep, yep. And but it in an awareness. I mean, we all do leave our bodies at night, but we're not always aware. But
yeah,
it's that awareness that we can have that in between state. But that's fascinating, Sherry. I think if you worked on practicing or doing a
yeah. I,
meditation, you would be able to do it. If you did it naturally, you would be able to do
yeah, I just haven't had the courage to try it
it.
yet.
Yeah, it takes some tenacity. It does.
it,
It
it,
takes
it
some.
you know, because
Mhm.
it's kind of, um, uh, I know, where did I just see it? Scorpio Mama talking about being in a deep sleep and being jolted awake, or you were talking about dreaming for you decades. I have not remembered my dreams at all. I mean, nothing when I wake up. And in the past couple of months now, it's like the first few seconds that I'm awake, suddenly I'm recalling the old dream. But before I can get to the pad, the paper to write it down, it's gone. But it's like, okay, but at least I'm consciously remembering it now. Whereas before I didn't have that. So I just feel like, um just another thing is just gonna take time of continue trying to hang on to it a little harder and push it a little deeper. And yeah, I hear you, Fatima, tired in the morning. There are some mornings I wake up and it feels like I ran a marathon all night. It's like,
Mm.
you think I'd be rested by now.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I'm more tired than I was when I went to bed. And That's wild. I saw Miss Tara D talking about it too. That, like me, the same thing, but afraid to push it for fear that it would, what would happen if I got lost? That was my big thing was, what if I get lost? And so very interesting. I didn't realize that many people had experienced that. That's interesting to know.
And this all just stemmed from somebody's reading. It was Joyful Journeys, and I said that agitation to make you move out of that comfort zone, and that's what she's feeling, the agitation that's going on. And then that's what reminded me of the agitation is sort of what you feel when you, and that's what sparked the whole thing. Sorry, I like to
and
find
I've felt that a lot of times going to sleep at night, and it's just like feels like I'm rubbing up against a live wire. You just get like a little buzz, feel, and then it goes away. And so I don't know if it's just me starting engines to go for a trip or what, but
yeah,
that's kind of how I think about it. Is like, in gentlemen, start your engines. Is the flag's about to go down? So that's cool.
Sorry, I went down the rabbit hole there.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect that many people to say, yeah. It's okay. Fun. Let's see. We've got Christine is next. We'd love to hear from her mom, Jean Cassidy. Has she found it? The first thing I heard was yes.
Okay, so here's what I've learned.
She's saying that she did not take the illness or the dysfunction that may have caused her the agitation in this world. She did not take that with her to the other side. She said her soul is free and clear of any egoic or human body malfunctions, she's calling it. And she's saying that she is crystal clear now. She is with the her loved ones, her pets, and the angelic realm. She's saying that this is a very pure and pristine. She said if there was any residue left, she said there is a process when you first come over to review your life review. And she said at that time, this is where we process and release any of that lingering type of feeling, memories, or functions. She's saying that there is a process of letting go and removing these things. And she says, and at this moment, I am free and clear and pure soul, pure essence, my pure soul's essence at this moment. And she says that she just wants to send you blessings. And she wants to thank you for the dedication and for you dealing with the situation that was just, I feel as though it was almost impossible. The situation, it was like you couldn't win. No matter what you did, if you tried to help her, she would be mad at you. If you didn't help her, she would be mad at you. Whatever it was that you tried to do, it wasn't good enough, or it wasn't. And she's saying it wasn't me, it wasn't you. She's saying it was the illness. It was the she's saying there was something wrong with her processing information in the brain. She's saying it was like a virus in her brain or something. She's saying that that this was it, she's saying it's like something that from before, something from her earlier in her life. There was like a toxin or something that got into her system that really just wreaked havoc on her bodily function and her brain function. she says, but this is a physical matter that she was able to let go of. She said it did manifest as emotional, but she's saying that this is not, she did not carry this to the other side. And she just wants you to let it go now as well. She's saying you can hand this memories, this heartache to your angels, and they will be able to process and purify those memories for you. And she said, please remember the good times. She's saying, forever and always, your mother. That's the way she ended it. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen when I was saying that. Oh, you're still muted. I think you're still muted, Sherry.
Sorry, the dogs were barking. I forgot to unmute. While you were talking, I was busy answering a question in chat, or just responding to someone in chat. I pulled, it's the Winged Wise Ones, which talks about angelic help and miraculous aid. And basically what it feels like she's trying to let you know is that your sincerest prayers are answered. Whenever you fall into line with the will of the divine, then the divine reaches out and in an intervention almost, miracles are able to happen faster. Healings can take place. Transformations can occur almost like magic. Basically, it's saying have faith no matter the circumstances. Heavenly beings like your mom are watching over you. And they're wanting you to know, your mom's wanting you to know, to be aware of the higher consciousness within you. It's within all of us. But we each kind of have our own little channel that we can tune into. I'm just starting to learn to open and close the door on mine. It just takes practice. But they're saying it's a good time to meditate. Maybe meditate with a notepad and a pen in your hand and do some automatic writing. You might be surprised at what comes out. You could get a direct message from your mom or from someone else. But you just have to leave. You have to be willing to open that door and then to leave it open, is what I'm feeling.
Yeah. All the best to you, Christine.
Yeah, absolutely. But the first thing I heard when I read the question was, yes, she's at peace. And now she wants you to be at peace.
Yep, exactly.
And okay, next up I've got Warrior Girl, a general read for the week. Okay.
I know you do grounding all the time, Warrior Girl, but they're just asking you to ground on behalf of the community in your vicinity, in your local area. They're asking you to do like grounding prayers and to bless the ground that you're walking on. I'm not sure if you go out on little hikes or little walks, wherever this is. They want you to ground your energy that you're bringing in from the cosmos or the universe and ground it to Gaia so that the vibration and frequency will pass and blend with the community at large. I don't know why I said that, but that's what they said, at large. I've never said that before. That's
That's
funny.
weird when words come out of your mouth and you're like, huh? I've never said that before. It doesn't sound right coming from me. Okay, the first thing I'm pulling is the Nine of Swords. Like you're worried about something, you're feeling anxious about something. that it's a little reminder to focus on your safety and to know that if you let the fear take over, then you're no longer able to think clearly, and you can no longer think your way out of a box because the fear clouds everything. So it's learning to kind of let that go, and to know that you have the courage to deal with whatever's coming. And then I pull the Two of Pentacles. So we're looking at choices. There's some choices you need to make. And then I got the Fool. So it's like brand new start, fresh start all over. Just set out on your path and go. And yeah, that's what I'm feeling the most. Just head out and make a new path. And okay, let's see. Next one I got was Rose Blue. Oh, that was a response. I thought that was a question.
I know. I do. I just follow.
I do that all
caps.
the time.
I follow the caps, you guys, because we can't read them. We can only click on the caps.
Yeah.
And then once we do, we read them. That's a hint. Anybody wants a question chosen?
Put it in caps, please.
Yeah, it is. It looks different in the chat to us.
Yeah,
so we
it's
just click.
it's easier to pick it out, and try not to use it if you're just talking to somebody else in the chat. Kind of reserve using all caps for when you're talking to us. That way we see it easier. Because I'm getting old. I'm going blind. Okay, let's see. Fatima, message for next month.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to do like for now in the next 30 days rather than the calendar month. If that's okay with you, Fatima. I see you organizing. I see you getting things arranged, getting things planned, having piles like this is for this and this is for that. And when I go here, I'll need this, this, and that. And when people come, then I'll have this. It's almost like you're almost running inventory and taking stock. And it's very much in the 3D. And you like to be organized. You like to have all your ducks in a row. And I think what the message is coming through from your guides is add a little spontaneity, add a little day of, I will just follow my whim on this day. I will follow whatever thought pops into my mind on this day. Or when I go to that person's house, I'm not going to be prepared. I'm just going to go and see what happens. Like, just they want you to include spontaneity, even if you have to write it down and put it in your planner. Today, I'm going to allow for spontaneity because we have a finite amount of time. Time seems to be going by really, really fast, and you have such an organizational way about you that they want you to make sure to leave room for spontaneity. She said, "Oh my God, that's what I'm doing." Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Message for next. I was busy reading the chat and I forgot to pull a card.
It's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, it's just one of those days where it doesn't seem to flow.
It's hard to read the chat and try and jump back and forth, so that's okay.
It is, yeah.
Fatima is such a dedicated, lovely individual. She's been just really
Absolutely.
huge support to everybody here in the community, and she is just a beautiful soul.
She
So,
was the first one in chat when Sylvia and I went on at 12, and she was the first one in chat just before you and I started.
oh,
I was like, oh, look
yeah.
who's here. Yay.
Yep. You're a valuable member of the community there, Fatima. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate you, as well as everybody who's here and everybody who's listening later. But it's nice to call out, each one individually from time to time.
All
Yeah.
right. I pulled for you Rhino Spirit. And it says you can
Wow.
overcome any obstacle. Chills. Wasn't that what you were just saying?
For her to allow spontaneity.
Yeah.
But I love that pink rhino is just so beautiful, so magical,
I love the way they've got it surrounded in roses and flowers
Oh, yes.
all around their
Yes.
neck. So, even when you use brute strength against something, you can still do it and look beautiful.
In a gentle manner.
Still have a
Gentle
beautiful,
strength.
yeah.
Strength and gentleness combined. It's a beautiful combination, Fatima.
Absolutely. It can be a stronger strength than a brute force one, Okay. Thank you, Fatima. Okay, Miss Terrell D. May I please have a message from Spirit for the week? Absolutely.
And congratulations on the on winning the contest, Miss Harody. I saw that on Facebook. Congratulations. That was
Oh,
lovely.
what contest?
What contest? I think it was a Halloween contest. A costume contest.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, who had a contest? I missed something. I forgot. Yeah, she won the costume contest. There locally. It's like, that's so cool.
Really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Like Rose put it Sunday. Don't worry.
So, Miss Harody, what I'm picking up for you is that you're allowing your soul's essence to express itself in a way that through your creativity, like it is Miss Tarot D being creative, but it's your soul's desire to be creative and to be something new, like the new creation, something that's never been seen or never been done before, something that nobody will expect is how your soul's essence comes through to me. And I feel as though this may be something that has repeated lifetime after lifetime, that you've always wanted to create something that nobody has seen before, nobody has done before. And I don't know if you like or don't like her, and I don't want to offend you in any way, but it's almost like the way how creative Lady Gaga is with all of her creations and the way she reinvents herself and the way that she is creating her songs and her music and going, stepping outside the boundaries, stepping outside the comfort zone. And she really just goes for it and expresses herself through her creativity. And that's her soul, leading her to do this. And it takes courage, and it takes kindness, and like you're able to balance with your soul's creativity and your ability to bring it through. So that's kind of what I'm getting there, Miss Harody. I hope I don't. Well, what would that mean for her this week? I think it's just, pat yourself on the back. You're doing what you're doing, and it's very much appreciated, and your soul is expanding in ways. Yeah, it's just a beautiful expression of love.
And I pulled for you the Eagle King. which is the big picture, angelic help. And basically what this is saying is that your highest destiny is within reach. You're on the right path. Even if you don't see it, the Eagle King is soaring high above you to make sure that you stay on the path. And I know you're branching out with your other channel.
Oh,
And as himself.
with
And
tarot
so,
as well?
mhm.
Oh, okay.
And
Wonderful.
I'm not going to say any names until he's ready to release that, but it's exciting to see that stretch, that reaching out, because I know it can be scary to do that. I'm just so happy because you're my friend and I can pick up the phone and call you anytime I want. We'll just chat away. He called me
Yeah.
one night just as I was getting in the car to go home from work. It was like we talked all the way home. It was just it was like I had had a really
Aw.
crappy day, and it was so nice just to have somebody to
Aw.
talk to all the way home. It was so lovely. And
Mhm.
so that's what I've got for you. You're moving in the right direction. Just trust
Yeah.
spirit, trust yourself.
Mhm.
Like Jean said, just go with it. Um,
Mhm.
so let's see. Gabby's next.
Hi, Debbie.
Be good for me.
Good in what sense? Like, are you going to hit the lottery, or are you going to lose 50 pounds, or, I don't know. Like, that's kind of my wishes. That would be a good week for me. Let me see. So let me see.
I paid
Will
my rent, so my week is going good.
is will Debbie be happy with the week ahead? Will the week ahead bring Debbie happiness? Yes, it's going to bring you happiness. So whatever you're anxious about, whatever you're anticipating, whatever you're worried about, look at how strong this happiness is rolling. You will definitely be happy with the outcome of this week for sure. No doubt about it. I mean, look at that swing. That is just, I mean, it's almost going round in circle. That is very, very strong, Debbie. Good for you. Good for you. And let go of those worries and concerns and just be optimistic and trust. It'll help it to follow through.
10 of Cups. I don't have to go any further. This is good all the way through and around and about, and I can stop right there. You're gonna have a really good week.
Absolutely. Debbie, you'll have to let us know so we can celebrate together. But I understand if you don't
For
want to say
sure.
anything right now. And perhaps a lot of things are, people don't want to say anything or do anything right now because, but good things are coming in the future for sure. For a lot of us. It's wonderful.
Okay, I got Rose Blue. Here's her question. I had to go look for it. I missed it because I clicked the wrong thing.
Mm. Well, what I'd like to say for you, Rose Blue, is trust that you'll know the time. Trust yourself that you'll have the instinct in when to act. I know that you're feeling that it's coming soon. I know that you want to know when it will be before it actually happens, but trust yourself that you will know and there will be plenty of time to act. Let me just see. Is Rose Blue's parents, are they safe staying on their own? Yeah, I'm getting that they have a community that checks on them and gives them a ride and makes sure they're getting dinner and invites them out. Like there's a community that is surrounding your parents. They're just not there isolated. I feel there's other friends, other people in the community that are assisting them. So I do feel like one of your parents may be assisting the other parent a little bit more. Is it time for Rose Blue to move in with the parents in Florida? No. Will Rose Blue know when the time is right? Yes. Is June 1st of 2024, is that the right time? No. It looks like they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Trust that you'll know, and trust that there'll be time. And yeah, it's not an easy situation. I think many of us are going through the same thing.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I started out with the world. So that's to me says, as Jean was saying, there's a community around her. There are people there to kind of help them with what they need help with. So it may not quite be time yet for you to have to move in. And then I got the 6 of Wands. So that could be, maybe 6 months from now would be best to kind of check back in at that point. And the assistance they need may be more prevalent or more pronounced at that time. And then I drew the Empress, that pregnant pause, and you're going to be birthing something new when you move in to help. It'll change the dynamics within your family. As someone who had to move in with my mom to take care of her and everything, and as her health declined, the role reversal kind of moved right along with it. It's very slowly over time, I became the parent, she became the child. And so you have to allow them enough time to be able to make that transition in their mind, because there's still the parent. So they're in charge. It's their house. It's their rules. What do we grow up hearing? My house, my rules. So I would say, I agree with Jean. I would say give it time and wait until either it becomes obvious that they need somebody in there to help, or they ask you, can you come and stay with us to help me with your dad, or to help me with your mom, or, whichever way it turns out to be. And then be prepared when that time comes. A lot of your life is going to go in a holding pattern. I did it for 10 years, taking care of my mom. And you kind of put everything in your life that's important. You kind of goes on a shelf. It's like, I'll deal with you when I'm done with this. And that becomes your world. Doctor visits, medications, bath, just whatever it is, cooking, cleaning. Like I said, complete role reversal. You become the parent and they become the child. And so, but you got to give them time to adjust their thinking to that, so that you don't hurt feelings, because you don't ever want them to feel like you're denigrating them because you're having to come and help. You want them to feel like, I'm so fortunate my daughter can come and stay with me and help take care of me. And, that can make a huge difference. Just in perception of what they're feeling, what you're feeling, and the community at large around you, of how they perceive what you're doing. You don't, it just kind of goes together there. So I hope that helps, Rose. Let's see. Next up, I've got Sharon. What does November have in store for me? Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I'm being a smart aleck.
You may have an opportunity to learn something new. You may have an opportunity to participate in like an online forum of some sort. You may have an opportunity to engage um, in like a private Zoom in some way, um, where you're expanding. I'm not quite sure what it is that you'll be learning, but you'll be doing something a little bit more online, a little bit more education, a little bit more. I'm not could even like be a book club or something. Like it's something where you join with other people and you have uh, like a community where it's discussion, but it's learning, but it's not really like teacher student. It's like a collaborative learning opportunity. And this is a really good time for you to do this. And you will, that's just kind of what I'm saying, that there is an opportunity like this that may be coming up for you.
Yeah, trying to think I missed part of a question here. Looks like I clicked the second part of it, not the first part of it. Oh, okay, I found it. All right, Sharon, I pulled for you Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. So it helps to kind of step back and take stock of what's going on around you, and to be able to see each individual tree, not just the forest.
Mm.
And sometimes it helps to kind of step back a little bit so that you can focus overall and be able to kind of hone in on what direction or what tree you need to talk to. I just feel like November is telling you to just kind of take some time to focus on what direction you want to go in. And sometimes that requires you to step back and just pause and figure out what direction you need to go in. And I hope that resonated with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Judy's question was, okay, she was talking about going through a divorce and being stressed.
I think we were talking about the astro traveling.
That was the astro, because the question, I'm trying to find the first half of her question. I forgot to tell you my sister's name is Kathy. She passed April 10th, 3 weeks after my mom. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, Judy. I was trying to find the first part of your question there, and I'm like,
Did you want
I
to?
missed it somewhere.
Sometimes, YouTube does not put all the comments over. It just doesn't for some reason.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
she may have said, "May I have a message from my sister?" And then she wanted to clarify that. But yeah, it looks like there's a part one to that. But sometimes, if I don't know why, but sometimes YouTube doesn't recognize it and bring it over here to StreamYard.
Yeah,
But do you want to just do a message and get a message from her sister, Kathy?
yeah, because I was sitting there going back, and I'm not. Oh, does my sister have a message for me? That's what she asked.
Okay.
And her sister's name is Kathy. Okay, now we got it.
She just wants to first say thank you to you, Judy. She's also saying that you deserve this golden time of your life this amazement that you are exploring new possibilities in your life. And she's very thrilled for you, and she is supportive of you. And she said that she is with mom, and that they were almost two peas in a pod. Like they belong together, not belong together, but their energies were very close knit, very connected. And she wanted to make sure that she was with mom. And she's just saying that she thanks you for all the sacrifice and all the patience. And she just wants to tell you that she loves you, and she thinks that you're one of the smartest people she knows. I don't know if she told you that a lot. She's very much in awe over your ability to, it's almost like you stood as like a leader, a figurehead, if that makes sense. Like a leader is a figurehead, right, of the family, and that a lot of people relied on you. And she's saying that that now it's your time to shine, and now these are your golden years, golden days that are for you to explore and to expand and to enjoy. And she's just thrilled for you. Her and mom are both just thrilled for you. How about you,
Very
Sherry?
good. And I pulled the cosmos, which is creativity and vastness. And I just feel like they're trying to just reassure you that they're there for you. They're throughout the cosmos. They're always around. They're always there to help. You just have to be open to it and listen for the little things. I know you heard me say that to a couple of people earlier. Focus in on the little things that happen. A butterfly that suddenly shows up when you least expect it, that flits around your head, and or a cardinal that you normally don't see a cardinal this time of year, but suddenly one is right there, or that kind of thing. Spirit can pull out some really, really wild stuff sometimes that's very basic, just to get our attention and say, hey, I'm here, it's okay. And I just feel like, yeah, that's what your sister would do, would be to just kind of, let's send this over that way and see if she's paying attention.
She said they're both doing okay, not to worry about them, that they're together and they're both doing okay. Well, that was really beautiful, Sherry. Thank you very much. And I just want to do a shout out for Terry at Holding Your Space. Hey, Terry, thanks for stopping by. And Terry's going to be on my channel later this afternoon at 5:30 Eastern. And I guess that's 2:30 Pacific. And we're going to have a wonderful time. I'm very much looking forward to spending time together.
Very good. And we haven't been able to connect yet to set something up ourselves. So I'm hoping that maybe with the holidays coming, I'll have a little bit of I'll have 2 weeks off, so maybe I can get caught up with a few people. And it's just a matter of making all the connections there, because normally as I'm kind of limited to weekends and maybe a night or two during the week. I know I'm going to be on Arthur Ease Your Mind. I'm going to be on his channel a week from Monday, I think it is. Not tomorrow, but I think it's next Monday. I don't know. I'd have to get my book. And there's stuff under the book. I'm not going to pull it.
People in the chat, if you don't have your own channel, it's a lot more work to be the host of a show than it is to be a guest, and it is an honor to be a guest. And I'm so very relaxed when Sherry is at the driver's seat, and she just is the hostess with the mostest. She is amazing at what she does and able to do the readings together. Oh, good. Sherry's going to connect. Yes, see?
Yeah, we just haven't been able to make those points. So, but yeah, it's I mean, when I first decided to do this, if I had known how much work it took, I probably never would have started a channel. Especially since I work full time at a regular job, and it's like, but once I started doing it, the energy you get off of it, just, I don't really miss the time that I used to spend just playing a game or something like that. Now I'm busy, doing emails, trying to set a timer a day or making promos or,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And it's
Oh, that's
fun.
right.
I
You
mean,
make all those promos and you're a pro at it. I think
I
I
don't
think
know about a pro, but I'm learning.
we need to
I'm getting
share
okay.
our
We're at an
Canva
hour and
secrets.
20 minutes. We have 2 questions left, so
Okay.
we should be good to go.
All right.
Let's see, because I know you got another show and I've got another show, and we both need a little bit of downtime to kind of
Sure.
recharge, go to the bathroom, all that fun stuff.
Redo the lipstick, refill the tea.
That's it. Okay, from Jackie Cirillo. Her mother-in-law passed 9/4. Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I am so sorry for your loss. That's
Your mother-in-law passed on 9/4/23, and 4 days later on 9/8/23, your own mom passed unexpectedly. She wants to know if we have any idea of what her mom passed from, any message from either one of them. I miss my mom terribly. Would you be able to put your mom's first name or your mother-in-law's first name in
yeah.
there? I think let's start with your mom specifically. I think that is uh in the primary in the question here. Um I get a feeling that it was let me just ask her. I know that at a certain age it's not reasonable to do an autopsy. I feel did she pass in her sleep so that you wouldn't know? I mean, obviously, if she collapsed in some sort of a way, they would have known if it was a stroke or a heart attack or something. But I feel as though she passed in her sleep, and so it was unknown. Um, she's saying that it was a blessing. It was a blessing, and she did not want to linger or be a burden. It could have been, I'm getting like a blood clot or like an aneurysm. Because I'm feeling that her lungs are clear, that her heart was normal. Um, but it was like almost like it would have happened whether at any point at any time. She's just really glad that she wasn't like behind the wheel, or I feel as though it's more of like an aneurysm, that it was unforeseen, undetectable, diagnosed. There's no way you could tell that this was happening, and it was very sudden and instant. But she's saying that in her prayers, she was asking to go in her sleep and to not be a burden on others and not to linger. This was her wish. She had no idea that it was about to occur. She said it was not any stress. It was not any diet. It was not any exterior thing. She said it was just a matter of a chance. I feel it's an aneurysm. Isn't that something? I've never done that before. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jackie. Her mom is
Absolutely.
Rebecca.
Well, for your mom, the first card I pulled was the 6 of Swords, which is a form of transitioning from one stage of life to another. And for whatever reason, it was her time to transition. And then I pulled the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about an inner peace, spiritual, being spiritually satisfied, having that contentment, that inner peace, because it was her time to transition. And I think she just wants you to know that it had, in whatever ways it happened, it was just her time and it was okay. And then I pulled for your mother-in-law, I pulled death or rebirth. So it's like she was able, again, another transition to go to the next step for what it is that she needs. Followed with the Lovers, which can simply mean just that she wants y'all to be assured, that her love was still with all of you. And she still feels love and wants to send love. And her love is all around you. And now she's going to be getting ready for rebirth. Because again, it was her time as well. And sometimes it makes no sense that it happens when it happens. And it's just, a lot of times people will laugh and tease about it. Well, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. But that's very true. And it's not always our timing or how we want it to happen. So I hope that helped, Jackie. And again, I'm so sorry. That's tough. Okay, last up, D Spark. Two of my neighbors seem to be bitter towards me.
I don't know, D Spark, I wouldn't take this on personally. I wouldn't be responsible. And I feel as though that they are, there may be something going on in their life. It's almost like they may be taking it out on you or really under a lot of stress, and they're just not really being friendly or cooperating with you. There's something in their life that is really causing them like a bitterness inside of them that they just can't seem to do the daily tasks without being the grumpy. I don't think that you're the instigator, agitator, that one again, or the cause of their bitterness at all. And if they're sending it towards you, it's just that's how they're feeling. It's not because of you or as a result of you. So try not to assume that you're responsible for their behavior, and there's no way you would ever be responsible for their behavior and or their thoughts or feelings or emotional state. We are all responsible for our own behavior and emotional state and our reaction to things. So just chalk it up to they're having a tough time and send them lots of love and a quick recovery. Try not to let it affect you, because I really feel it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I pulled the Three of Wands, and I feel like that's just telling you to step out for yourself. What's going on with them has to do with them and doesn't have anything to do with you. And then I pulled the Four of Pentacles, where, maybe they see something in you that they wish they had or that they felt. There could be a success in your demeanor, in the way you behave, in the way you treat other people, that a lot of times can cause almost like a form of jealousy, where people can be jealous of who you are and what you are. And it has nothing to do with you. It's their lack within. So I would I would just continue to send them good blessings and happy feelings, and just smile and say hi every time you see them. And they've got their own burdens to carry. Don't pick it up. No need to
Pluto
carry
is
them.
Pluto is leaving Capricorn. It's in the very final degrees. And on January 24th, and believe me, I marked it on my calendar, Pluto will be in the sign of Aquarius, and we will all be feeling a lifting and a ease and a flow coming back into our lives. But Pluto is the last one to go into the sign of Aquarius. And as Pluto is leaving Capricorn, it's like hitting turbulence and causing, it's very much reflecting on the energies here on Earth. And once he is clear of Capricorn, those last couple of degrees are very volatile, and turbulence is the best way I can think of it. But as soon as he gets in there in January 24th, 2024, you'll start to feel at ease. And I feel as though we're going to be starting to feel it before then, but it'll really be in its full flow.
Well, that's cool. I didn't even know that.
Oh, well, I've been watching it because I'm very much, if you're in your integrity, and I think that Val is still here, but if you're in your integrity, then Pluto will be your friend and back you up, and kind of show you where the pitfalls may be for you, like kind of have your back. And if you're not in integrity, Pluto will take you down. So it's not a concern for all of us because we're in our integrity and living our best life and our optimal experience. But it's those who are greedy and nefarious, and those things they'll find it much more difficult. But yeah, so these people will be, that's that turbulence I feel. And but I'm glad that Pluto has my back, and I know that when it gets into the sign of Aquarius, I'm going to really be sensitive to that new energy flow, that lifting of the like, almost like we can exhale, because everybody's like holding on tight.
Yeah.
But oh, so Jackie, you're welcome. She says you're
Thank you,
both
Jackie.
Thank you so much. It does help. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it looks like Jackie was answering G Spark. So yeah, I mean, the pain never goes away, but you'll get to the point where when the memories come, you smile before you cry. Is the best way you put it. You'll remember the happy times before the sadness sets in. And eventually you'll get to where you just remember the happy. And the sad doesn't really register anymore because your spirit has worked through it. I mean, I lost my husband in 2001. I lost my mom in 2019. And both were very difficult and I still battle. I still have days and it's a battle to get through it. But it does get easier with time. It really does. And I think the most important thing we can do for loved ones who have passed is to not forget them and to share their memories. And I think that's the highest honor we can do.
That's beautiful, Sherry.
And what does she say here?
So Valerie is sharing that in January 20th, 2024, that Pluto will go into Aquarius, but on September 1st, 2024, Pluto will go back to Capricorn for 3 months. And what Pluto does is Pluto demands integrity, truth, honesty, and authenticity. So if you're living in a integrity, then it supports integrity, truth, honesty, and authenticity. But if you're not, it's still going to demand all of these things, and it'll it'll cause you much havoc if you're trying to be greedy or nefarious in any way.
It won't be
And
gentle.
yeah, so that's more of the specifics. I just hang on to that January 20th. Now I know it's the 20th, not the 24th. So I'll make sure I change my little pin. I'm like, that's my focus. But I do feel like we're going to be feeling a lift and a flow and an energy and just an ease around that time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Well, you taught me
Well,
everything I know there, Valerie, and I try my best to interpret it as I feel what's happening as well.
yeah, I don't know a lot about the astrology aspects yet. I've got some stuff I've been trying to kind of work on my own to just kind of get a better grasp of it. I've always been intrigued with astrology, but they start talking houses and degrees and this and that, and I'm like, okay, I'm lost.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
lost me there. So
Val, maybe we can do a beginner's introduction to maybe a
that's a good
live.
idea.
This is what a house means. This is what a degree means, and this is what a transit means,
That
and
would
just
help
to.
for those of us who have no clue what any of that means. I know I myself have been toying with the idea of doing a tarot card class, of
Oh.
doing like maybe a couple of cards at a time and just
Mm-hmm.
taking that hour and just focusing on those
Mm-hmm.
couple of cards and all the different ways someone can look at it, from the color scheme to the different types of decks that will showcase different aspects of the card,
Oh, that's a great
over.
idea, like having the same card through different decks and kind of
Yeah,
comparing it.
right.
Wow.
Like, all of the aces lined up, and then maybe two or three or four different tarot decks and how they put all of those aces together. That's what I've been thinking about doing that.
You're so
We'll do
creative,
like one
Sherry.
card a week. I mean, it would take all year to get through the deck, but
But
I think it would be well worth it. And
it's a
so
good way to get an in-depth kind of feeling on the card. That's really smart, and
and
and a great
and then have
idea.
people come on and want to guest with me on different cards or something, and then and so it's all running through my head. I'm trying to work some stuff out, and because that's something like I could do that for an hour a week. That I can fit that in my schedule. That's it's one of those things where I'm trying to fit things into the schedule.
Right.
Because I'm getting ready to start up membership. So it's like, do I do that as a
Miss
membership?
Charity likes that idea too. Christine Cassidy likes that idea. Everybody's
Yeah,
saying it's a great idea. That's an excellent idea
that's
from
cool.
Val.
I might offer it maybe like a live with members, and then offer it as a replay to just in general.
Yeah,
So
that's
somebody
nice.
can go after the fact and go in and just watch. And
Oh, you see
I
how
was kind of
smart you
thinking of
are?
that.
Hmm, very nice.
Miss
I
Tarot
didn't know
D's
you
been giving me a lot of good advice.
have you started your membership yet?
Not yet. I'm getting ready to. I was going to do a lot of stuff about a month and a half ago, but other things happened that kind of shifted that timeline. And so instead of fighting it, I was like, okay, not ready yet. I'll wait. So
Yeah,
um,
it's
I'm
a
I'm hoping to get everything kind of put together, and Valerie, you will be getting tagged, and so will Miss Tarot D, because y'all both know your cards. So, as well as Jean and some of the others that are really more adept at knowing what the cards say, or at least you always appear to. So, um,
well, I
but
used to do tarot all the time. In fact, I was charging for it and doing it live on YouTube. And then I learned how to be the psychic mediumship through those classes, and I just set them down. And it's been like 2 or 3 years. I mean, I know what they are and I get hits off of your cards and things, but I'm not very
you don't
confident.
really do them that much anymore.
I have the helper cards. I don't do so that I can read the words and then I can feel the energy from which word is really the most important to point out.
To
But
point out.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I started using the light seers. I really like it. I'm debating on whether to write my keywords on it, because the other deck I've been using for a while has all the keywords on it, and the astrology symbols and the ruin symbols and the
Yes.
numerology meaning. And so that's interesting to use because it answers a variety of questions in one card, you know.
I'll just show you. I know we're over time, you guys, but I just want to show you. What's a good one? Here's a 7 of Cups. Here's a 7 of
Yeah,
Cups.
mine's
And
very
this is
similar.
and it has all the words at the bottom. And then if you get the 7 of Cups in reverse, the words are at the
You
bottom
get it
down
in
here.
reverse as well. Yes.
Mhm.
And mine
And
has that, and then it'll have like what astrology, if it's a Pisces or if it's a Gemini or whatever, and it'll have what decan it belongs in and what element it is and what ruin symbol goes with it. And a lot of them are marked yes, no, or maybe, so you can use them as a yes, no, or maybe card.
mhm.
And it's a really cool deck, and it's just a rider weight deck. I don't know. I saw somebody did like a card flip through on them. I mean, this is what they look like, just like the regular
Oh,
rider
yeah.
weight deck. But they're really cool with the way. Let me see. Oh, and up here. Yeah, here we go. Like the Two of Pentacles. I mean, so you got your upright and your
Oh,
reverse,
wow.
and you got your you got like your numerology, the number, and the numerological breakdown of that number.
Oh.
And then you get yes, no, or maybe. And then you have like the ruin symbol, you know, of
Oh,
what.
would you mind sending me that link? Because those pictures are much bigger. They're much
Yeah,
clearer.
absolutely. I love this deck.
Was it on Amazon or Etsy?
I got it on Amazon, sure enough.
Okay. If you think of it, send me
I'll go
that link.
find it and
I'll
I'll
look for it
send you the
too.
link. And
Because
for
that'll
anybody
help me
else that's
learn.
interested, I'll put it. I'll put a link in the description box as well. And then, because I'm thinking I might use this as my main deck when I do the class,
There you
and
go.
then use some of the others. I started using the light seers because I really like the pictures because they're kind of different than what's on here.
Mm-hmm.
And so
What
it's
is
like when
that?
you're reading them, you can get a different interpretation
Oh, yeah. What
because
is
the
so
pictures are different.
that Rider Waite that has all the information, does it have like a name or is it
Let me see. I'm sure it does. I just don't remember it. Um, I mean, it even comes with this, like
the spreads
spreads.
and stuff? I know.
It comes with like
Wow.
astrology and all of that.
Is it like the teaching tarot or something or?
I think so. It just says tarot. I'll have to pull it up and look it up to see. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, it's just a really cool deck, and
Yeah,
like I said,
that'll help me. That's a big help, Sherry. I would use those.
somebody I saw was doing like a card flip through on it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. And so I've been using them, and then Light Seers came out. The only thing about Light Seers I don't like is they don't have the keywords.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to stop and look it up sometimes when I can't remember what the card is.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I did a thing with Jeffrey from Right Color about a
Mm-hmm.
year and a half ago before he moved to Mexico. And he used to do a thing where it was like one card a month, and he would get someone to come on with him, and you'd spend an hour just talking about that one card.
Yep.
And it was like we did the Hanged Man, so it's like I know that card backwards and forward because he saw the card differently than I did because he's looking at it from an artistic point of view, whereas I was looking at it from a more linear point of view, and it was really interesting the different things we both saw in the same card.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Sorry, y'all, we went off on a tangent and you're all stuck around all this time. Thank you very
I'm
much.
telling you, man, they don't leave. They're the best chatters ever, as Gerald says. So,
Well, I will be on with Terry from Holding Your Space at 5:30 this afternoon Eastern and 2:30 Pacific. And Sherry, you'll be on with who?
Juno Sphere
Okay.
will also be 4:30,
Okay.
5:30 Eastern. So y'all have to toss a coin as to who you watch.
You'll have to watch the replay on ours. It's fine.
There you go, or on mine. Juno and I do the destiny cards and the Jin Shinjutsu that she does, which is kind of like energy
Yes. It's very
healing.
helpful.
Not quite, but kind of. I don't know. She explains it better than I do. But I just sit back and let her go. I've learned so much. It's like, this is fascinating. So, well, Jean, thank you again for coming back on. And,
thank you for having me, Sherry. It's so fun to be with you and hang out with everybody. Yeah,
not a problem. I'm glad you're here. I enjoy your company. So, and every time you come, I learn something new. So that's great. And thank you, all of you, for coming and spending your afternoon with us, for allowing us to read your energy and answer your questions. And Valerie, I will take that information to heart. She just said, wait until, it was good that I waited until Saturn went direct. Okay, I know that's something good, but I don't know what it means. So you'll have to email me the information on that one, Valerie. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm clueless. And so if we can get Val and Jean to teach an astrology class for us beginners, and then I'll handle the cards, and y'all will learn everything within a year. All we need to know, and then we can spread out and send all of the good energy out to everybody. So
absolutely.
Y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Much love to everybody. Thank you, Jean. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Sherry.